Beaver, emoji meaning. The beaver emoji represents the beaver, an industrious animal known for building dams and its hardworking nature. It can symbolize hard work, determination, nature, and Canadian culture, as the beaver is Canada's national animal. Common uses include talking about beavers or wildlife, for example, spotted a beaver by the river today, symbolizing hard work and persistence, for example, gotta keep grinding, or representing Canada or Canadian pride, for example, a true Canadian spirit. It can also be used humorously or playfully, depending on the context. Bed, emoji meaning. The bed emoji represents sleep, rest, relaxation, and bedtime. It is commonly associated with sleeping, feeling tired, or discussing hotels and comfort. Common uses include talking about sleep or being tired, for example, so exhausted, time for bed, referring to relaxation or comfort, for example, lazy Sunday in bed, or mentioning hotels or travel accommodations, for example, just checked into my hotel. It's often used in messages about sleeping, resting, or needing a break. Beer mug, emoji meaning. The beer mug emoji represents beer, drinking, celebrations, and social gatherings. It is commonly associated with relaxing, partying, and enjoying a drink with friends. Common uses include talking about beer or drinking, for example, let's grab a cold one, celebrating a fun event or party, for example, cheers to the weekend, or referring to Oktoberfest pubs or breweries, for example, can't wait for Oktoberfest. It's often used to symbolize cheers, good times, and social bonding over drinks. Beetle, emoji meaning. The beetle emoji represents insects, nature, and biodiversity. It can also symbolize persistence, transformation, or even specific cultural references like the Volkswagen Beetle or the Beatles band. Common uses include talking about insects or nature, for example, spotted a cool beetle today, symbolizing resilience and hard work, for example, keep pushing forward like a beetle, referring to entomology or science, for example, studying insect species, or used playfully in reference to the Beatles, for example, big fan of their music. It's often used in conversations about bugs, nature, or determination. Bell, emoji meaning. The bell emoji represents alerts, notifications, reminders, and sound. It can symbolize announcements, alarms, or even festive occasions like Christmas. Common uses include referring to notifications or alerts, for example, don't forget to turn on notifications, talking about reminders or alarms, for example, set a reminder for the meeting, or symbolizing celebration or Christmas, for example, holiday vibes are here. It's often used in contexts related to attention, reminders, or festive cheer. Bell pepper, emoji meaning. The bell pepper emoji represents the vegetable bell pepper, often associated with cooking, healthy eating, and fresh produce. Common uses include talking about food and cooking, for example, making stuffed peppers tonight, referring to healthy eating or vegetables, for example, gotta eat more greens, or used in grocery shopping or gardening discussions, for example, picked fresh peppers from the garden. It's commonly used in conversations about cooking, nutrition, and plant-based diets. Bell with slash, emoji meaning. The bell with slash emoji represents muted notifications, silence, or turning off sound. It's often used to indicate that something is quiet, undisturbed, or notifications are disabled. Common uses include referring to muting notifications or sounds, for example, going offline for a while, indicating silence or quiet time, for example, SHH studying in progress, or symbolizing do not disturb mode, for example, phone on DND for the night. It's commonly used in contexts related to turning off alerts, avoiding distractions, or maintaining peace and quiet. Bellhop bell, emoji meaning. The bellhop bell emoji represents hotels' service and attention. It is commonly associated with hospitality, concierge service, or calling for assistance. Common uses include talking about hotels or travel, for example, just checked into a fancy hotel, requesting service or attention, for example, need some assistance here, or symbolizing urgency or getting things done, for example, let's go, time is ticking. It's often used in travel, hospitality, or when trying to grab attention in a fun way. Bento box, emoji meaning. The bento box emoji represents a Japanese-style packed meal, often featuring a variety of foods like rice, fish, vegetables, and more. It is commonly associated with Japanese cuisine, meal prep, and takeout food. Common uses include talking about Japanese food or culture, for example, craving some sushi in bento today, referring to meal prep or packed lunches, for example, made a healthy lunch for work, or discussing takeout or restaurant meals, for example, ordered a delicious bento box. It's often used in food discussions, travel, and appreciation for Japanese cuisine. Beverage box, emoji meaning. The beverage box emoji represents a juice box or small drink carton, often associated with kids' drinks, refreshments, and casual beverages. Common uses include talking about juice or refreshing drinks, for example, nothing beats a cold juice on a hot day, referring to childhood nostalgia, for example, remember those school lunch juice boxes, or symbolizing hydration or a casual drink break, for example, stay hydrated, everyone. It's often used in fun, lighthearted conversations about drinks, snacks, or childhood memories.
Shake us up.